Hey, what's up? Hello, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jen, aka A Sea of Breeds, and if you're not new here, hey bestie, how's it going? I'm so excited for today's video because today we're going to go over all the books that I personally considered required reading. If you know me, these books are my entire personality, and today we're going to discuss them. First and foremost, we have to start off with a banger, my favorite book of all time, and that is none other than Little Women. Yep. Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. My entire personality, actually. If I had to pick a singular book out of the 10 books I'm going to talk about today to be a book that describes me as a whole, it would be Little Women. This is a classic that tells the story of four sisters, Meg, Jo, Beth, and Amy. This is a slice of life story filled with friendship, heartbreak, love, loss, and everything in between. And it celebrates girlhood and it shows them from childhood to adulthood. And there are so many aspects of the story that I just hold so near and dear to my heart. I love this book so much. It's a classic for a reason. It's so well beloved for a reason. I think every girl should read this in their lifetime. I truly believe girlhood is seeing parts of yourself in every single sister, because same. Literally same. I don't know if there's a sister I relate to the most. Probably Jo or Amy. Maybe Beth. I relate to all of them. I read this as a kid and I hyperfixated so hard. I now have 20 plus copies of this book. So, needless to say, I do think this is definitely required reading. The next one would be The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky. This is probably my second favorite book of all time, hence it being number 2. I literally have tattoos for both Little Women and The Perks of Being a Wallflower because I love them so much. This is a coming of age novel following Charlie. He's a quiet, neurodivergent 15-year-old just starting high school, and it shows him navigating that high school grief, first love, and everything in between with the help of his new friends, Sam and Patrick, who take him under his wing. Reading this as a 15-year-old girl absolutely changed my life, the trajectory of my life. I have truly never, and I don't know that I ever will relate to a character as much as I relate to Charlie. This is a banned book actually due to the heavy source material within the story, so definitely look up your trigger warnings, but also I think it is a necessary read. I don't think it should be banned. I think it should be accessible for everyone. I truly believe this is one of those books that everyone can get something out of, and it has helped so many people, and I think it will continue to help people across the globe. So it was released in 1999 and it's still relevant today. It's still such a beautiful story, and the movie adaptation for both this and Little Women actually is fantastic. So if you read The Perks of Being a Wallflower, definitely go watch the movie because it is extraordinary. Next, we have my favorite romance of all time, and that is Funny Story by Emily Henry. Now, I don't have a tattoo for this book, but I would love to get one. I love it that much. This book absolutely changed everything for me. I read it twice in 1 year. I want to reread it again before summer ends. This is just such a spectacular book. This follows Daphne and Miles, who become unlikely roommates after their significant others leave them for each other. Crazy, I know. To cope with their heartbreak, they decide to fake date to make their exes jealous. And I'm sure you can guess where the story goes from there. When I first read this, I truly didn't think anything could top Beach Read by Emily Henry and Gus in January because, oh my gosh, Beach Read, another fantastic book. But then I read Funny Story. This became my number one Emily Henry and my number one romance so quickly. Like I finished that last page and I was like, yep, I don't think there's going to be anything that ever hits the way this just did. And one thing I really loved about this that I don't think I've ever seen in a romance is when you first meet these characters, they are heartbroken. They are devastated because their significant others left them for each other. Like obviously no one's going to be happy-go-lucky after that. And so they meet each other at each other's worst. Like they are not the best version of themselves because they are going through this really deep heartbreak. And I just found it so beautiful that they met each other during this time and still fell so deeply in love with each other. Like there's just something so beautiful and so special about that. If you haven't read this yet and you're a romance girly, literally drop everything you're doing and read this right now before summer ends. Number 4 on this list is Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This might be an unpopular opinion because a lot of people prefer her other books to Malibu Rising, but there was just something about this book. I don't know what kind of drug she put in this book, but I ate it up. Like, it was so good. This follows four famous siblings in 1983 who are the children of a famous rock star, Mick Riva. And it follows them during this annual epic end of summer party that they host at Nina's house every single year. Nina is the oldest sister. And the entire party takes place over 24 hours. And it's told in a past and present timeline. So we get what their childhood was like. We see what their parents were like, how their parents fell in love, the dynamic they had as kids. And then the present timeline is told within a span of 24 hours at this party. And truly, this had absolutely no business being as fantastic as it was. This was incredible. The writing was phenomenal. There's something about Taylor Jenkins Reid's writing that I think is just so perfect. This was just such an incredible journey to follow, and I love the fact that the present timeline was only told in 24 hours. Like, at this party was insane, and I ate up every minute I was reading. I did. Truly, if a hot summer day like this one that I'm having right now was a book, it would be Malibu Rising. Definitely pick this up before the end of summer. Number 5 is Everything I Know About Love by Miss Dolly Alderton. This is one of my most annotated books. I underlined the heck out of this book. It's like blew me away. Absolutely incredible. This is just a truly bittersweet memoir about girlhood. This was made for me. This book was literally made with me in mind. Like, Dolly Alderton, like, there was something in her brain that was like, this random girl in Virginia, this is going to be her life story. This genuinely spoke to my soul in a way that not many books have been able to do. This was lovely, funny, comforting, the epitome of girlhood in a book. Like, this was just phenomenal. I was having the time of my life reading this. If you are a woman in your 20s, pick this book up. What are you doing? This is so good. Number 6 is Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmis. Oh my gosh. Another absolutely incredible book. All these are incredible, so I don't know why I keep saying that, but this follows Elizabeth Zott, who is a brilliant 1960s chemist whose career is absolutely sidelined by rampant sexism. Unemployed, she reluctantly takes this job hosting a reality TV show, a cooking show. And in this cooking show, she's using chemical principles to teach women how to cook and empower them. This is witty. This is wonderful. This is absolutely fantastic. If you haven't picked this up yet, definitely do so. This is absolutely life-changing. I genuinely can't express to you guys how much of a masterpiece this book was. And on top of that, it's a debut. What are you talking about? This is a debut novel. What? Like, imagine having that insane amount of talent. Give me Peck and Peck right now. I need that new release at my fingertips. I will be reading immediately as soon as it comes out. I'm so freaking excited. This genuinely had everything I devour in literature. Intelligent women, a cute freaking dog, found family. Like, this was definitely in my ballpark. Fantastic. Out of this world amazing. The 7th book I have on my list is Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. If you're not a sci-fi reader, I definitely think you should pick this up because it is super fast-paced. It's such a great introductory to sci-fi than the sci-fi genre. This is a sci-fi thriller following Jason Dessen. He is a physics teacher who gets kidnapped, and when he wakes up, he is in an alternate world, alternate timeline where his wife is a stranger and his kid was never born. And he must figure out where he is and travel through alternate realities and timelines to get back to his true family through the multiverse. It's fucking crazy. This is incredibly compelling. It is the definition of unputdownable. You will want to be calling out of work or canceling plans to finish this book. I've read it twice, devoured it each time. I watched the TV adaptation, absolutely ate that up. That was so good. This is one of the most thought-provoking reads I've ever read because I still think about it all the time, and I think about what my life would be with all these different choices I've been able to make in my life and where my life could have been in the trajectory of that. This has me so deep in thought all the time. I think about it literally every single day. It's a 6-star read. I think I first read it, I want to say in like 2019, and it is still something that is constantly on my mind. It's so good. The 8th book we have on my list is actually one of my most recent additions to this list, and that is My Friends by Fredrik Backman. I would say this is a deeply moving story about 4 best friends whose friendship and one's specific love for art changes a girl's life 25 years in the future because their friendship is that strong. This is told in past and present timelines, and again, phenomenal. This is probably my most annotated book this year. I annotated the crap out of that. I underlined so much. Like every sentence was so extraordinary. Every sentence was so purposeful and beautiful, and I just couldn't get enough of it. I think Fredrik Backman's writing is fantastic. I think this is one of his best books that I've personally ever read. I just truly do not see a world where this isn't a new addition to my required reading list. I genuinely, in my heart of hearts, feel like this was so incredible. Like, I don't think I could find the words to put justice to how amazing this book was. And my annotations were working overtime, I must say. The 9th book I have on my list is Heartstopper by Alice Oseman. This is a very sweet coming of age story about Charlie and Nick. Charlie is openly gay and Nick is a very popular rugby player. When they get sat together in class, they grow this very deep friendship which blossoms eventually into a romance. This is just a sweet and silly little graphic novel that makes my queer heart so happy. I felt so seen in this book. Every queer person that I've met has read Heartstopper and has absolutely loved it. And if you're queer and haven't read this yet, I highly suggest doing so because it's just so lovely and truly one of the most wholesome stories I think I've ever read. Like, this is just queer joy in a graphic novel. This genuinely healed me in a way that I don't know that I'll ever experience again. The joy this brought me, impalpable. This is just one of a kind and I can't suggest it enough. And now all 6 volumes are out. The 6th volume just recently came out. I read it, loved it, gave it 5 stars. It was amazing. The Heartstopper franchise on Netflix also concluded, so you can literally binge the entire series and then go binge the TV show and then watch the movie, and you could just make an entire weekend day out of it. And finally, at number 10, we have none other than the book that everyone and their mother has read, and that is The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. I first read this when I was maybe 12, 13 years old, and I reread it a couple years ago, and it still holds up. It still holds true. One of the best books ever written, one of the best, if not the best dystopian ever written. If you've been living under a rock and don't know what this story is about, I will tell you. This is set in a dystopian future in a nation called Panem. The capital and those who rule are ruthless, and they created this thing called the Hunger Games, which puts 24 tributes, one boy and one girl from every district, into these games and forces them to fight to the death, and they're all children. And when 16-year-old Katniss Everdeen volunteers in her little sister's place to save her sister's life, she must outwit a corrupt system and fight to the death and survive the Hunger Games. This is genuinely dystopian perfection. I swear it becomes more relevant the older I get and as the years go by. This is so prevalent. This is so necessary to read. This changed my life and continues to do so and continues to change many others' lives. I definitely think this is required reading no matter what. Even outside of me, even outside of what I consider required reading, I definitely think everyone and their mother should be reading this book. I am so freaking excited for Sunrise on the Reaping. Who's with me, guys? I'm so excited. It comes out 2 days after my birthday, so I'm going to be turning 27 and crying my eyes out. Truly such an outstanding novel. Go read it right now if you haven't. And that is all the books I consider required reading. If you've made it this far, make sure to comment a sun emoji so I know who the real ones are who stay to the end. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and click that bell icon so you're notified every time I post new videos. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Make sure to treat yourselves, and I will see you in the next one. Bye! I'm gonna go put on my bathing suit and jump in the pool. Stay tuned.